Hi, you guys. How is everyone doing? I'm Kultura. You can call me Masi. I'm from Uganda. I'm based in Switzerland. Anyways, the rule is I will stop talking every time the music comes on. So when the music comes on, I'm going to stop talking. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make eyelets, like small holes, yeah, in fabric. As you can see, I'm punching the holes in there. I don't know how to call that apparatus. But you can see if you go to buy the apparatus needed, you will see that these tools will come together. So that's how you use them. So today I'm going to be telling you a story, a personal story that happened to me. And yeah, I hope we can learn something and I hope we can get to know one another. What's funny is that I don't hear the music, but anyways, I guess the music is not going to play. So, anyways, I'm Mercy, and when I was 20, 20, 21, yeah. When I was 21, I went on an exchange program in the US, right? So I was going to an international school in Nairobi. It was an American school. It is an American school, and we had the option to go for an exchange program in our third year or fourth year, like as a senior or a junior. And what I did was apply as a junior the first time. So I applied with my friend, and we're like, yeah, it must be easy, blah, 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 let's go. However, we did not get in, both of us. We're like, damn it. But you know what I said? I'm not giving up. So what you see is I'm putting that little thing in the hole that I have punched, right? And it has to go through and you have to fill it the other side. So I'm going to do the same for all of them. So anyways, I did not get in and I was like, you know what? Next year as a senior, I have to apply for this exchange program. I have to go and experience the United States of America. Anyways, so I did. And however, there are different criteria they use to allow people to go. One of them is you have to have a good GPA, obviously something above 3.0, and then you have to be into extracurricular activities, or also what else? Yeah, well, maybe you're in a school club. So what I did was I joined the International Students Club, and I was I had a post there. And yeah, so during that year I got to be known by the lady that runs the international student stuff, right? So I went, I applied. So when you apply, you have an interview, just like in an interview for a visa, right? They ask you, what do you want to do there? How will you represent our school? Will you be coming back? What are your interests in the US? Do you have family there? They want to see if you come back or not. What's your goal in like going to the US? Blah, blah, blah. So many stuff, right? Anyways, so I finished the interview, and yeah, I went. So they give you, I think, like a week to assess everyone that needs to go. So what happens is that there are different universities. I think there were 3 universities that did that exchange, but some of them were in Tokyo. So I'm going to get that ring, right? It's a ring. It's a tiny ring, right? It's a tiny ring that I put around and then I bang it. So where was I? Yeah, anyways, 1 week to review everything and then they give you a call. So when they called me, it was bad news. They're like, oh, Mercy, you didn't get in. Oh my God. I was like, oh shit. But I walked to my hostel at the time. I wasn't even devastated. I wasn't distraught or anything. I was just chilling. I was just like, you know what? If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I guess it wasn't and I've already applied twice, and that's kind of like my last semester. So, and I really wanted my last semester to be done in exchange. I still did have in internship, but that one I could choose where I wanted to do it. So what happened was I went to my dorm room and I slept. While I was taking a nap, I was like, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. But the lady had told me, Mercy, sorry, you didn't get in. I understand you've been applying for a while, but you didn't get in. However, you're in the waiting list, you're next in waiting. So just relax in case someone cancels or whatever, then you're next in waiting. I was like, oh, okay, let me be positive. So I went back to my dorm and I took a nap while I was still sleeping. I received a phone call. The lady was telling me, oh my God, Mercy, you're the luckiest girl. I was like, what does she mean? And she's like, do you know there's a girl who came and canceled? She said her parents they were moving somewhere else. I think they were moving to the UK and they won't be able to, give her a chance to be part of the exchange program. So you will be going. I was like, what? Excited. I called my dad. Anyways, before that, I had asked my dad if I can apply, and he said, why not? Because my dad loved traveling. When I tell you the guy had like 5 passports stacked together, he loved traveling. He's one of the guys, like random African guys who you'd ask, have you been here? He'll be like, yes. He had been to even a place like Moscow, and not for work or whatever. He went for leisure. He just wants to see the city. Not so many Africans can say they went to Moscow, that's for sure. Anyways, he uploaded me. He's like, go for it, go for it, go for it. I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I had to hand in so many things, not so many things. I mean, it's like bank statements, blah blah blah. And then we had so from my school, from my university, there were. To the university we were going. I was with a girl called Julia. Julia is from Kenya. She's from Kenya and I'm from Uganda. So the two of us were the ones that had been picked to go. So when we went, we had to get visas. We got visas, blah, blah, blah. And then you have to book your own tickets. So since it was an international university, like an American university, we had the same schedule as the schools in the US. So it was time for holiday. Yeah. Then we got the visas. I wasn't going back to Nairobi, so I was going directly to the US to my exchange program. So while we were there, we had an orientation. Actually, they receive you at the airport with all the international students. So I got to meet so many students. I think that was the best part of the exchange program, because right now I have friends in almost every country. I have friends from Japan, I have friends from China, I have friends from Myanmar, I have friends from let me see, a random El Salvador. Yes, El Salvador. There were people from Spain. There were, and then what's so funny is like so many of them would come for exchange and they would not want to leave, so they would stay there. Then they'll just be part of the people helping out the new exchange programs to settle in and whatever. So yeah, I have so many friends. I have a friend from Belarus. I have a friend from, it's endless, I won't lie to you. And on top of that, I was in that international African school, so it had people from everywhere. Like it had people from Nigeria, South Africa. Like it was a whole mix of so many people. Anyways, so we meet everyone. There was orientation. When I tell you, I was in shock. So my roommates were some 3 white girls, really sweet white girls. They took me shopping, first time in Target, and there is so much to choose from. I was like, oh my God, I want that, I want this, I want that, I want this. But I'm a student. So I went back to the hostel. We had orientation, and yeah, we started our classes. Oh my God, the shock of seeing people coming in their pajamas to class. And then I was also shocked that the university, it was in a suburb, it was in Chicago. We went to Chicago. So the university is in a suburb, but so there are different houses. I was confused. I'm like, wait, they're residents within the university. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so it's in Naperville, Chicago, Illinois. No, Illinois, Naperville, yeah. And yes, we got bikes. Julie and I, we got bikes. Oh my God, that was the biggest adventure. So we got bikes and we could be able to ride around. First of all, we had to get bikes because the classes were so far away apart. Like if you had a lesson and it's all the way the other side and you have to walk and whatever. So it was better for you to ride the bike. And then to go to town, like to the mall, there was always a van waiting. There was always a van, like an hourly or 30 minutes van waiting. And so the excitement with me and Julia, anytime we would get free time, we would run to the supermarket, run to, I mean, to the mall to get clothes. It was so exciting. I mean, there's so many brands in the US compared to Uganda and Kenya. Come on. So we would run, we would go to Charlotte Russe, we go to Forever 21, we would go to Route 21. We just knew where it's popping every time. And what else? Yeah, going downtown to the bars was also another thing. Like, I was shocked to know that clubs in the US close at 2 or 3. I was like, ew, that is so disappointing. Um, what else was exciting? The cafeteria. You guys, people in the US can eat. They have food. I went to the cafeteria, the cafeteria for the school, right? And it's just lunchtime. But you guys, the food, the menu is different. Then they'll have a corner for snacks like cookies, this, that, the sodas, so all kinds of different soda, Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, blah 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 blah. Oh my God, it was just too much for me. It was just too much for me. And then the football team would come in and eat most of the good food. Like, so you always have to make sure you come and eat before the footballers come and take away all the food. Yeah, so we had Halloween within that time. It was also my first time to experience Halloween in the US. It was intense, man. Like anything could scare you. Like people went all the way. People went all the way. We went to, yeah, downtown club, and it was cold. You all know how Chicago is cold. I was seeing people wearing bunny costumes, seeing girls wearing bunny costumes. I was like, oh my gosh. And then another experience I had was my roommates, I mean my friend Julia, she had a roommates, two roommates, right? And they were African American, so they had friends in another university close by, Chicago University. So they invited us for a party weekend with them. I was like, oh hey, okay, let's go. Oh my God, you guys, it was fun. Her friend drove us out. We went, and I don't understand the fetish for Americans for something exotic. Like as soon as you say you're African, like you're like, what? They are immediately like, wow, like. I mean, I guess it's not so close. I don't know what the fascination is, but yeah. So we went to a house party. All I know is that I was shocked. The house party was so packed in that you have to hold each other like a chain, right? We had to hold each other like a chain because like girls disappear in such parties, and you came together and you're looking for your friend and you have no idea where your friend is. So that's what usually happens. There's a girl we were with who was so drunk, and she's only 17, you guys. She was only 17 at the time. 17? Why am I lying? She was like 18 or 19. But she was so drunk, and we were with her. And wait, yeah, she was like 19. Yeah, we had to take her. We had to take her past the police and the dogs. The police came because there was so much noise. Neighbors complained, blah, blah, blah. I was in shock. I was like, oh my God, this is not, it's really like in the movies how they show it. Yeah. Another one was a trip to Wisconsin. We went to Wisconsin as exchange program. And yeah, I got we went for a retreat. There was a lake. It was really awesome. And then I also visited Connecticut. My father had a house there. So I went there for a couple of days, and I mean a couple of weeks, and I hated it. Oh my God, it was so dead compared to Chicago. Like, it was no life. It was so different. It was cold. I was like, you know what? I spent most of the time indoors. And then I also experienced Black Friday in the US. Oh my God, we went camping with my sister. So interesting. Another interesting thing during my exchange program was, because I was an international relations major, right? So one of the course units that I had to do was Model United Nations. Oh my God, you guys, it was so much fun, because the study country for that semester was Uganda, and I'm from Uganda. It was really nice, like learning about my language. And then it was time for Model United Nations for the whole of the UN, for the US, like all the universities and whatever. And guess what? We were all going to stay at the Hilton in Chicago. Oh my goodness, we stayed at the Hilton in Chicago. That was so interesting. And we went to the aquarium, my friend and I. You guys, it rained on us, eh? It rained on us, but because it was free, we went. Um, and then for some reason, like, Americans, some Americans are a bit too judgmental, man. Like, you would think that when you're in America, everyone is open-minded and whatever, but hell no. Like, they are judgmental. For example, when, like, there's one time we came to class with our bags of shopping, and then there was this Haitian classmate who was like, "Oh, um, so you're busy shopping," or something. Like, they made a remark. It's like people want to be goody two shoes all the time, right? I don't know how to explain it. It's very judgmental in a way, yet it's the most carefree place in another. I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, so Model UN, we went, we represented. Yeah, even during that time, they were having a problem with me and Julia. They were like, "Oh, those African girls don't take anything seriously, blah, 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 blah." Ugh, it was just so annoying. It was just so annoying, the intensity and whatever to life and whatnot. Like, we're not used to it. But we finished Model UN, and it was awesome. Imagine, like, college kids all we went to the club. Ugh, I can't. So by the time I left the US, I think I was like, you know what? I came, I saw, I conquered. I could have loved if I had gone maybe to LA, or I went to New York for a day. Oh my God. I didn't want to leave. So anyways, you guys, I hope you learned something, and I hope I shared something with you. Please tell me about something you've accomplished, or something you've won, or something like something like my story. It is just a story of patience, and to know that what's meant for you is really meant for you, and just not to give up. Not to give up, just do what it is like that you have to do. Keep doing it. So this jacket is available if you want it. Just inbox me, because it's the only one. Yeah, I do one of a kind pieces, so it's the only one. And if you're not a rock star, do not holler at me for this jacket. Otherwise, yes, please subscribe to my channel. Please follow me on Instagram. My name is Tura Echo. TurahECO. It's the same name on TikTok as well. I'm very interesting on TikTok. Yeah, so please follow me. Please subscribe. Like the jacket if you want, and shop the jacket if you want. So thank you so much for hearing me rant. And I hope you learned something, or you got inspired while I was talking about my story. And I hope you were looking at what I was doing, in case you're trying to learn. And yeah, thank you so much. And I hope to see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Drink herbs, tea, whatever it is. Take your meds. And see you. Bye.